Alright, Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rahakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of great milestone that rule well, and Shalom to you, Arching, pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth, with sincerity. As always, I'd like to begin by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, the real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations, because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But as it says in Numbers chapter 1 and verse 28, your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So if the line of your forefathers goes back to the man named Israel in the Bible, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like. Now, I was just scrolling through my YouTube newsfeed, and I saw this article here, and this is just some straight demonic shit right here. This video is from a channel called Tomo News, and it says man cuts off ears to look more like a skull. Now, you've got to ask yourself, what kind of demons would possess a guy to do something like this? Now, this guy on the screen right here looks like an Edomite, and this is their nature. You know, his spirit that is within him, that is lifted up within him, is not upright within him. So let's just watch this video, then I'll pull out some precepts.
People would just call him off his head. But most people would just call him off his head. But Mr. Skullface thinks cutting off his own ears is just the touch his head needed.
Look at this shit, man.
Most people would just call him off his head. But Mr. Skullface thinks cutting off his own ears is just the touch his head needed. Meet Sandro, a 39-year-old German who's also known as Mr. Skullface. As the Sun website reports, Sandro is a tattoo enthusiast who has made 17 extreme modifications to his body, paying a total of £6,000 or $7,966 to look like, well, this. Sandro's latest investment in his looks was to cut his ears off. Why, one might scream in disbelief. Well, to make his head look more like a skull, because that's just the way our dear Sandro thinks. He's been doing this kind of thing for 13 years now, and he insists that the changes have given him confidence. Sandro says that his interest in body modification started in 2007 when he saw someone on TV who had spikes implanted in his head. Since then, he has implanted bits and bobs in his forehead, his forearm, and the back of his hand. He also had payment chips implanted under the skin of his wrist. Sandro also split his tongue.
Look at that. It says this guy also had payment chips inserted in his wrist. So not only is this guy being a demon with the body modification, this guy's already taken the mark of the beast, man. Bloody hell, I didn't even know that, but the spirit brought that out. Let me rewind that for edification's sake.
Bobs in his forehead. His body modification started in 2007 when he saw someone on TV who had...
Man, this is absolutely disgusting, man. How can people be cool with this? This is absolutely grotesque.
Spikes implanted in his head. Since then, he has implanted bits and bobs in his forehead, his forearm, and the back of his hand. He also had payment chips implanted under the skin of his wrist. Sandro also split his tongue for that good old serpent look. Then just last year, he got someone to cut both his ears off, and now he keeps them in a glass jar. Sandro's decision to modify his body was actually opposed by his friends, especially when he was about to cut his ears off. But Sandro says he is a person who likes to go his own way. No kidding. Sandro says he often gets strange looks from people. If someone says to him, "You're a sick old man," he takes it as a compliment. He says the negative comments have made his self-confidence even stronger. Apart from body modifications, Sandro also has many tattoos and piercings. And for some strange reason, Sandro is jobless and single. "My transformation has affected my life, but I don't care," he said. "I have to be accepted as a person, and most importantly, for my inner values." After cutting off his ears, Sandro's next dream is to remove the tip of his nose. After that, he wants to tattoo his eyeballs. However, even though he's undergone dozens of extreme procedures to modify his body, Sandro wants copycats to think first. He advises all other wannabe self-mutilators to do research first and think through everything before deciding to undergo a body modification. "Never do something just because you want to look cool. It has to come from the heart and be for yourself only," he said.
If you want more Tomo in your life, click the subscribe and bell button so you get notified when a new video is up. Thanks for watching Tomo News.
So, it's lucky the screen's gone sideways for a moment. this up. I'm not even sure where to start with this, man. This is just crazy, man. I think I'm going to look for Leviticus 19:28. This is Leviticus 9, chapter 19, verse 28. It says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you." So that basically you're not supposed to make any cuttings in your flesh, and you ain't supposed to have any tattoos. Let me read it again. Leviticus 19:28. "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh." Yeah? Let me see what else I can get out here. Leviticus 21:5. This guy was going off on that aspect too. "They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh." So this guy, he had a bald head, if I saw correctly. I think he had a bald head. Yeah, he does have a bald head because he's got those damn demon horns in his head. I mean, the dude looks like something like out of a horror film, man. I don't know what these people
Takes it as a compliment. He says the negative glass jar. Sandro's decision to split his tongue also had payment bits and bobs in his forehead and the back of his hand. And the back of his hand in his forehead, his forearm.
Yeah, he's got baldness on his head, so he's got tattoos in place of hair. Guy's going off on all kind of points, but you know what? It's to be expected because this is an Edomite right here, man. Let me see, Job 9 and... No, that's not what I want. Job 20, maybe? Let me see. No, that's not what I want. Hang on, it's lucky. I'm just going to find the scripture here. Job 10? Maybe it's Job 10. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just going to find the scripture here. Yeah, here we go. I knew it was a whole number, a multiple of 10. It's Job 30 and one I'm looking for. This is Job 30 and 1. Speaking of the Edomites, yeah, which you Edomites are what are known today as you so-called white people and Europeans. For the most part, you're the descendants of Esau. And your skin isn't white, it's red because the blood shows forth through your skin, so therefore your skin is red. Hence the name Edom, meaning red, which is the name of your nation, because you descend from the man in the Bible named Esau. Whereas us Israelites, we descend from Esau's brother, who is named Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel, which in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is a prince of the power, meaning that we're the sons of the Most High. So Job 30:1 says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers, the Edomites, I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes, and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men, they cried after them as a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were the children of fools, yea, children of base men, and they were viler than the earth." So yeah, man, you know, these Edomites, man, this is their nature and this is their spirit to do this kind of demonic shit here. Now, I also mentioned that This guy's already got the RFID implantable microchip. So let's go Revelation 13:16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So this guy has already got a RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. This guy's through and is going to get destroyed. Let's get Revelation chapter 14. Revelation 14:8 on down. And it says, "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all the nations to drink of the wine of her wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, and in the presence of the holy angel, and in the presence of the lambs and the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth his mark, the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High, and the faith of Yahushua." So this guy is through. Anybody want to follow after this guy, you're through. You Edomites as a nation on the whole, you're through. Your society, this world that we currently live in, is through. Your financial system is through. All that's left is for Yahushua to bring the judgment on you damn devils, man. So with that, I'm going to close this out here, giving all praise and all glory unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem HaChodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well. And shalom to all you Archean pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth, and as always with sincerity. So shalom for now and above all.